and welcome to your monthly love predictions reading. This predictions reading is very similar to what I've done before, but if you're not looking for love specific predictions, I also do my general predictions at the start/end of every month. September is live. If you haven't seen it yet, I recommend you go check that out. Now, the only change to this love predictions reading is we're going to add in a dedicated portion at the end in which we will focus on how the person on your mind is feeling towards you in the month ahead. We're going to tailor that section to two different aspects of this group: those who are in an established connection already, or who have a past person, someone who they're either currently dating or recently separated from. And then we're also going to be looking at those who have a new person or someone who isn't yet established, i.e. you're not in a serious connection with them yet. Let's start though. Let's get into your love predictions now. I'm going to pull three main oracle cards from this oracle deck to tell us your three main themes. So Spirit, for Virgo, what are their main themes in love for the month ahead? What are Virgo's main themes in love for the month ahead? Okay. What are Virgo's main themes in love for the month ahead? Your back of the deck is square. Okay. Virgo, you have Taurus, fire, and you also have Grand Cross. So with square at the back of your deck, I do see some challenges. I do see you maybe kind of feeling like you're not always on the same page as the person that you're interested in. And I think that this is highlighting external issues as well. It may feel like your love life is very difficult to prioritize or focus on in the month ahead, only because something else seems to be happening for you. Technically, we're still in Virgo season. Maybe you've just had a lot of shifts in your season of this calendar year. And as we come into Libra season, it could be that you're feeling a very strong push to kind of start bringing more balance to certain areas of your life that you feel need your attention, and maybe your love life is struggling because of that. But I just feel like the square energy is you almost feeling like you're getting a bit challenged by whoever it is that you're interested in love. And maybe it could be a clashing of love languages, a clashing of priorities, a clashing of schedules. It could even feel like this is a positive clashing in which you have to just be more mindful and aware of each other's needs in order to make sure that the connection is successful. Now, let's talk about your first theme, Taurus, coming out over here. I see Taurus as a beautiful feeling of getting to kind of appreciate and be appreciated. So let's see what tarot can tell us specifically though, because I'm at a bit of a crossroads with that message. Spirit, what is this Taurus energy for Virgo in the month ahead? Yeah, that's beautiful. We have the Nine of Cups coming out. Clarify this Taurus energy. We have the Five of Cups. Okay. And we also have the, Ten of Cups. It wants to be upright. Love that. At the back of the deck is the Five of Wands reverse. So I do see this Five of Wands as you might maybe separating yourself from things that are way too complicated and making sure that your relationship or your love life is more of like a positive priority. I want to address you in two different groups. People who are very, very single, as in like you don't feel like you have any responsibility to appease another individual's emotional well-being. And then those who are in very serious connections. Let's talk about the single Virgos first. This Taurus theme is very much about making yourself happy and ensuring that you're not giving too much of your emotional being to other people too soon. In the month ahead, it's very much about maintaining your personal equilibrium of happiness, being very dedicated to your self-care routine, and honestly just doing what you want that's going to make you happy, and trying to not feel guilty about focusing on yourself so much. If you're a single Taurus, it feels like you are realizing that you need to put more effort into loving yourself and being kind to yourself and compassionate and not being so hard on yourself. And a lot of that has to do with changing the way that you may be talking to yourself, especially if you're a Virgo moon or a Virgo rising. And I think that with the 5 of Wands reversed, it's also about you not comparing yourself to other people all the time and just giving a healthy dose of self-love in the month ahead. Now, if you're seeing someone or you're in a very serious relationship with someone else, I still think that this theme is about self-love to a certain extent, but I think that it would be very hard for you to be completely focused on self, because there are feelings of guilt around being too selfish and not really putting enough effort into your partnership and not really being able to be emotionally available to your partner at all times. I kind of feel like there is a slight emotional dependency here if you're in a relationship, but I just think that whoever you're dealing with could be going through a lot, and so they're expecting you to kind of be there for them in this optimistic, emotionally fulfilling way. I see it taking a toll on you though, and I see you needing to give yourself time to recharge, and again needing to be very healthy with your self-care routine and very aware of how much you're giving to that person, because for some of you it may even be like a family member that is very, very emotionally dependent on you, and you're finding it very hard to kind of be there for them because you're just trying to kind of keep your own mind and emotions happy, or at least somewhat positive. I do think with the 5 of Wands reversed, there is this overarching theme of doing what is best for you and not what other people are telling you to do, whether that's you comparing yourself to them or people like literally imposing into your life and telling you how to gain emotional well-being. You know what's best for you, so continue to do what is working for you. I really think Taurus is about self here and trying to balance your own needs with that of your partners. So let's get advice for this theme. What is the overall advice for this Taurus theme for Virgo? Because I feel like someone may even be kind of showing you off and expecting you to go to all these things for them, and they're like, Virgo, like, just, you know, like, be my arm candy, you help light up the room, and you're kind of like, man, I'm not really having a good day, like, I don't really want to look like that for other people, like, I just want to be me, I just want to go home and eat some chocolate. I feel like it's going to be like dark chocolate for some of you, and just chill and not worry about how other people are seeing me. Your emotional well-being needs to be a priority in the month ahead, regardless of the scenario. There is a strong need for you to just prioritize what is best for you, what is going to make you most happiest, and how you get your emotional fulfillment. So your advice here is the thread. The thread is an interesting feeling of trying to feel your way through a situation almost blindly, but intuitively, trying to trust the path that you're on as well. So I do think that things are going to get better for you if you have been struggling with low moods, low feelings, and just genuinely feeling like pessimistic. You need to know with this thread energy that it is going to get better. Just trust the process, be patient, be kind to yourself, and take it one step at a time. Follow your intuitive feelings, especially in those murky, dark moments. But a lot of this has to do with silencing the noise as well, and the unhelpful noise, the opinions that aren't really going to help you get through that dark period. Just focusing on what is helpful and quietening anything that isn't. So that's what I'm seeing for you. It's a very complicated theme, and it's going to impact you all differently depending on what's going on in your life, but massive focus on self there. Next we have fire. Excuse me. Yoda, no. So next we have fire, and this fire energy, it feels like it has a lot to do with stepping into some sort of, I want to say, opportunity, especially because on the fire card we have Aries at the top. Aries for me is like the self-starter, the go-getter, the energy of like wanting experience and needing experiences as well. But we can't discredit the Leo and Sagittarius energy there. I do think that overall, this main theme could be about creativity, passion, and for some of you, even exploration, because you are an earth sign. So trying to understand where all of this passion is taking you. You could be experiencing intense chemistry with someone in the month ahead. Clarify this fire energy for Virgo, please, Spirit. Okay, we have the Five of Cups again, this time reversed. So somebody's presence in your life could be helpful in getting over these difficult feelings, or trying to help you focus on what is here instead of what isn't here. We have Justice reversed. Clarify this fire energy, please, Spirit. We also have the Ten of Swords reversed. And at the back of the deck is the Ten of Cups reversed. So I feel like overall, this fire energy is saying that in the month ahead, your love life is going to have a redirection from one thing to another. And it's not that you're not going to get your happy ending, but I feel like there's an opportunity here for you to kind of create a different outcome. And I do think that it comes off the back of either a disappointing situation or disappointing news, and you realizing that you need to make changes, otherwise it's just going to lead to further emotional distress. But I do think that a lot of your shift in energy is prompted by passion and potentially like an insane attraction to somebody. It feels like you may be coming out of a situation which you feel like there's no more that you can give. It's unfair at this point. You're the only one that's trying, and you're getting unfavorable results. Either you're dealing with someone who's very immature and not willing to kind of pull their weight, or you're in a situation in which like there seems to be no hope because what you're doing now isn't producing any form of results that you want. So I do believe that your actions are going to be more reflective of you trying to make the most out of whatever opportunities you're given, and trying to kind of overcome a feeling of loss and disappointment in your love life. Yoda, no, play with this, good boy. Play with this, good boy, good boy. I also think with the Ten of Swords reversed, you may be trying to stop a bad situation from getting worse, basically. That's what it feels like. It's not the end in the sense of you haven't hit rock bottom, but you also feel like in the month ahead, you're going to get very close to doing that. So I almost feel like you're trying to kind of salvage something or find a light at the end of the tunnel in this love life situation. Justice reverse is saying it's very unfair, it's very one-sided, and it's starting to feel like it's actually a torturous situation instead of something that you are willing to contribute to. It's like this isn't partnership. And so I can't deny that overall feeling of the fire energy being like passion and potentially distraction from whatever this situation is. You could be using your attraction to somebody as a distraction from this situation, or you could be feeling like you need to come up with a creative solution, a creative strategy, or a passionate new direction to kind of get out of this situation. But it feels very much like you're going a bit crazy being stuck in this situation, and in the month ahead you're not seeing improvements, so you're having to kind of figure out, okay, well, how can I turn this sense of loss into more of a win for me? And for that reason, you could be betraying somebody else in order to do that. And I use the word betrayal because the Ten of Swords is here, but it's not that grave of an action. It just feels like you're choosing you instead of them. And maybe they assumed that you would always choose them. So let's get some advice. What is going on here with this fire energy? What is the overall advice for Virgo with this fiery energy? Oh my God. Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh no, I dropped them all. Thank you. What is the overall advice with this fiery energy for Virgo, please, Spirit? we have the self. Yeah, sweets. This message keeps coming out for you. Your advice is to literally focus on yourself. I do think that someone may be putting unfair demands on you in the month ahead, whether they're a romantic love interest or just someone that you care about deeply. And I think that the goal here is to start putting yourself first with Aries. That's the other thing about Aries in the first house. It is very much about self and about doing what is best for you, because you're the being that is in control of your life. But life is about you and your own experiences. And I just think that maybe you got very wrapped up in somebody else's story and somebody else's narrative here. So that's what I'm seeing for that theme. We're going to move forward to your next theme now. We're going to be focusing on this Grand Cross energy. And this Grand Cross energy does feel like an interesting situation that is coming to a head in the month ahead. I don't think that it would have started in the next month. I think it started earlier in the year, but it feels like it's all culminating or coming to a head in the next month. It does feel challenging. It feels like it's something that we were almost anticipating or that we've been prepared for, but it feels like it's impacting our love life because it is an emotionally charged situation. We have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. What is this Grand Cross energy? We have the Five of Wands reversed again. Okay, you had it as your bottom deck energy here. What is going on with this Grand Cross energy for Virgo, please, Spirit? Okay, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So your family could be very, very impactful when it comes to your love life in the month ahead. Whether they mean to be or whether it's simply like a challenging, unfortunate circumstance in which you're needing to be more focused on your family rather than yourself or your love life. But I just feel like this Ten of Pentacles is more about the bigger picture, the long-term goals in general, and how you can kind of achieve that long-term idea of love. At the back of the deck is the Eight of Pentacles, so working really hard towards this. I feel like you may be putting yourself under a lot of pressure here. If you're in a relationship, Virgo, I think this Grand Cross is you feeling like you need to really push yourself into your partnership, and you may be kind of going above and beyond in some ways. But I also feel like you're in a situation that externally has been very challenging in terms of divine timing is at play here. With this Wheel of Fortune reversed, it does feel like an unfortunate situation, and it does feel like you're not able to kind of be as kind of romantic comedy as you want to be. It feels more like a bit of a drama at the moment, in which there is a very twisting plot unfolding in front of you. I do think that some of you aren't really feeling like the main character in general, and it's impacting your love life because there seems to be things out of your hand that you're just kind of forced to kind of deal with and pick up the pieces of. I also see some of you being in a supportive role to somebody else in your life who you care about a lot. And I think that that situation is very demanding. But what I'm seeing in general here for all of you is a very emotionally demanding situation that feels very unfortunate, but also very necessary. It feels like it's slowing down the progress of your love life, but it's also helping to clear energy. With the Five of Wands, arguments could be involved that you're not a part of, but you seem to be a part of the cleanup crew. They may have already had their argument, and then you go in, Virgo, and help to kind of diffuse the energy. But I see this Five of Wands reversed as more of like a needing to uncomplicate your life in general and de-stress and let go of energies that have been very complex and unnecessarily challenging. With the Ten of Pentacles, we need to stay connected to our overall vision in love, but I also feel like you're putting a lot of effort and energy into a family situation or a career situation, something in which has more of like a sense of responsibility and loyalty rather than a romantic situation. It feels like you're being challenged here to put on like, your mediator hat or your facilitator hat, and you just kind of need to be this supporting role to somebody else or to another situation that is impacting your love life, but it isn't necessarily about your love life. I hope that makes sense. It's a very interesting energy to dissect. What is the closing advice for the Grand Cross theme for Virgo? We have the Healer reversed. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you have this beautiful, compassionate ability to kind of calm others, either through your presence or what it is that you say and do at the heat of the moment. But I also think that at some point you do need to kind of separate yourself with the healer and not be everybody's personal healing person. I feel like you will know most, or should I say best, who deserves the best of you. And I think that you have a lot to offer, especially my Virgos who feel like they are on this earth to be of service to others and who feel like they are natural healers. I really think, Virgo, that you may hit a point where you need to just kind of take a step back from the situation and go, you know what, this situation is not my problem. And I've done what I can, I've said what I should, but I can't do any more, or I will be at risk of hurting myself. And that is the struggle of any healer, is that your goal is obviously to heal and to be helpful, but it shouldn't come at the expense of hurting yourself. So be aware of that happening in this situation. Let's have a look now at how the person on your mind will be feeling about you in the month ahead. For those who are in an established connection or dealing with a past person, please, Spirit, how is that person feeling about Virgo? Yoda. Come on. Good boy. How is that past person feeling about Virgo in the month ahead? We have every day is a holiday, serenity. Interesting. The established person is really enjoying your energy and feeling like they're getting the best of you. How is the established or past person feeling about Virgo? For those who are dealing with an ex, they are really like reminiscent of the good times, nostalgic in like a hopeful way. We have the Desert reverse. Someone from your past could be coming back in the month ahead, or you could be crossing paths briefly, and they are under the impression that you're in a really good place and are hopeful of reconnecting more seriously. But for those who are in an established commitment, your partner is feeling like they're getting the best of you. They're not really aware of how much you're putting into this in terms of how much it's taking from you. They feel like they are very optimistic and positive about the connection moving forward, and they feel like time spent with you is peaceful time, serenity. You bring a very grounded, nurturing, calm feeling. What I'm seeing is somebody sitting on like a deck at like the early hours of the morning, and there's this gentle fog moving across this lake that this deck is on, and it's just this beautiful, soothing, calming atmosphere that you seem to bring this person. With the Desert reversed, you seem to be a wish come true, and I think that in the month ahead, for those who are dealing with somebody already established or a partner, they are feeling like any time spent with you is cherished. It's like a grounding feeling of you two being in your own little cocoon compared to whatever else is happening around you. So it's highly likely that a lot of this drama doesn't have to do with your person. It could be external things impacting your significant relationship. But I also see the Desert reversed as this person feeling like the connection is coming back to life in some way, as though you've been through a dry spell, and in the month ahead you have the chance to bring life and vitality back in, and a sense of growth and direction where there may have just felt like there was this barren void before. So let's have a look at the new person. For those who are dealing with a new person or someone who isn't established yet, how is the new person feeling about Virgo in the month ahead, please, Spirit? How is the new person feeling about Virgo in the month ahead? We have amazement. So same feeling. You're not really feeling it, but whoever you're dealing with is feeling very, very connected to you, regardless of whether they are a partner or a soon-to-be partner, maybe. This new person, amazement. That song is Go With You by Bank. And at the back of the deck, we have submission. Purple Afternoon by Mule. Pause it if you want to read the lyrics, but it's a strong feeling of not being able to kind of escape you and feeling very connected to you. So how is the new person feeling about Virgo, please, Spirit? Oops. We have Anima Mundi. This card has come out for a few different signs. So if you do have a different moon or what's the word I'm thinking of, Venus sign, you may have messages in those signs as well. But this new person is feeling like they're on cloud nine with you. They're very in awe of you. The more they get to know you in the month ahead, especially if they're not well established, if this is a brand new person, it feels like they're seeing you with a new set of eyes in the month ahead, and they're really liking what they see. Their first impression of you is that you're amazing. They're very physically attracted to you, but they're finding a lot of depth to you. They love listening to you speak about yourself, about what you're interested in. They feel like you're a very spiritual person, or that you have very deep sort of points of views with Anima Mundi. You have a very sort of worldly or deep sort of depth to you. You may have a conversation with this person in the month ahead that gives them the impression that you're very aware of how your actions impact others. I feel like they're very impressed with what you do for work for whatever reason as well. Now, Anima Mundi is the strong collective energy feeling. So this person does feel like they met you for a reason. They're feeling very positive about the fact that you kind of connected, and this new person is feeling like everything happens for a reason. So where you're seeing setbacks and delays, this person is feeling like everything is coming together perfectly. Like they couldn't have met you had this not happened and that fallen apart and that setback happened. Like this person feels like everything happened for a reason in order for you two to meet as you did. So let's get advice now. We're going to get advice for the past person first. For those who are already dealing with an established person, what is their advice? What is Virgo's advice? Those who are dealing with an established person, what is Virgo's advice? We have Mars reversed. So don't take your frustration out on your partner. In the month ahead, it feels like you do need a lot of outlets, Virgo. Your partner's getting the best of you, which means that you may be feeling like they're very disconnected from your truth. If you're struggling and if you're going through it and if your emotions aren't feeling good and this person's just looking at you like, oh my God, you're amazing, there's a high chance that you're going to get very frustrated with them. But it's important that you don't take that anger, that aggression, that pent-up frustration out on them. I feel like this is about kind of giving yourself an outlet and then coming back when you're calm and communicating your needs from a calm place. It feels like your partnership may be your only sanctuary if you're in a relationship, and so you don't want to sabotage your only form of peace if everything else turns out to be very busy for you and very crazy and very stressful. For some of you, it's very clear with this Mars energy reverse that you should not be the main initiator or in the main kind of driving seat when it comes to your relationship in the month ahead, because you shouldn't take this action if it feels impulsive, rushed, or almost from like a wounded place of need rather than what is best. I feel like this is a strong message of don't do or say anything impulsively. Think about it, sit on it, and come to the table when you're calm with whatever action or communication it is that you have. Now, let's look at that new person. What is the advice for those dealing with a new person? What is the advice for Virgos dealing with a new person? Okay, we have 3. So I feel like when dealing with a new person, there is a strong feeling of the two of you spending more time together. I don't think you should rush into a partnership with this person. I think that this 3 energy is about kind of bringing fun into the situation, having a lot of fun moments, but just getting to know each other. I do see dating, but I see that like group settings may be the good way to go. A situation in which it's not just one-on-one, but maybe keeping things light, like doing things during the day together, meeting up in like group activities, or giving yourself room to kind of conversate first and get to know each other better. I see this person almost falling in love with your mind in the month ahead before they get the chance to kind of have you physically, if that makes sense. I hope that resonates, but that's what I'm kind of picking up on here. So that's what I'm seeing for you, Virgo, when it comes to love in the month ahead. I hope this reading was helpful for you and very informative. If it did not resonate 100%, then you may have messages in your moon or Venus signs, because this is a love reading. If you're a masculine person, you could also check your Jupiter sign. It's up to you, but I highly recommend that you get familiar with your chart in general and use a sign that you're trying to kind of work on when it comes to love. So sometimes the 7th house can be interesting to look at. What sign is in your house of partnerships? The 5th house if you're wanting more romance and play. And then you could also look at your 10th house if you're really trying to bring in that serious commitment, or you're at a point where you want a serious relationship. It's up to you. 10th house is really more career. 7th house is more partnerships. So get familiar with your chart, and if this didn't resonate 100%, choose a sign that you are more interested in focusing on in your chart. Otherwise, I really appreciate you for being here, Virgo. I appreciate all your time, your energy, your support. It's always a pleasure to read for you. You're this beautiful energy in my zodiac wheel. When I come around to your readings, it's just a very grounding experience. I know that these messages may have been challenging for you, but trust, you've got this in the bag. You have no idea how much people adore you on the outside. It's clear that people are getting this serene view of you, where internally you seem to be going through so much. So appreciate yourself, love yourself, and really focus on self in the month ahead. And I hope to connect with you in another video. Bye.